Wood here. This is a video follow-up to all the comments on my post about me being defriended by my nephew. I've been defriended by higher uppers in my family, and it survived, or at least I have. The family hasn't shrunken by any massive numbers as of late. But I'm looking at my list, and again, thanks everybody for pitching in, and a little bit of background if you're chiming into this as a share. A nephew of mine paraphrased a song and had the word "niggah" in it, and I called him out on his Facebook page for, you know, that just wasn't representing. And frankly, my initial motivation was family name selfish, because I'm figuring that he's out there representing the name Wood. And one thing that you always have, regardless of what you don't have, is your name. And it long goes with that, you know, things like dignity and pride and representing for those who got you to the point where you can say, wow, I'm able to represent, as opposed to just doing the bidding of others, as many in the world do under what basically amounts to serfdom. But let's not go into all the politics. My nephew called his response. I told him I was going to just not turn his wall on, and so he defriended me. And I came out and I said, basically, that if you're going to use or sugarcoat the word nigger, my nigga, yo nigga, you know, however you wrap it in honey to represent somebody that you feel affectionately about, however, it's wrong, because it's still the word, and no matter what, if you have to explain what the word means, or you wouldn't say it to your grandmother, then it's not worth saying. And I think if we can move past the people that actually need to hear that, we will approach that situation where everybody can call each other brother and mean it, and we're not right there right yet. You know, otherwise there would be no war. All religions would work in harmony, and I'm not saying any one religion is worse than the other, and all state of minds would work for the common good of planet Earth. I know I digress, but that's just my nature. Anyways, I got defriended by my nephew, so I put it out there on my Facebook. Come on, man, aren't we past using this word or pretending? You know, did the training work out so well that we still have to use nigger, but just call our friends just to say or show that nigger is harmless? You know, you look at, I call my best friend nigger, so that means it's cool. And then, no, wrong. The word is nigger. Sometimes the last words people heard, let's just go out on the edge, was die nigger, or burn nigger, or I'm gonna bleed you out nigger, or, and I'd say that's happened in the last 50 years, which you think, well, hell no, not here in the United States of America. Well, yeah. So the word is unacceptable. And there is, I don't think many religions or other ethnic groups have such a word like nigger, but there's words that are plenty vile that you ought not call anybody just because of some ethnic or religious or social economic status. But, you know, nigger is a top 5 word. Let's just go there. You know, I think that given the sheer number and maybe in certain religious orders, there are even breaths of certain words that would evoke a pretty violent comeback. So I'll give nigger top 5. So let's go over the, let's see who wrote what. You know, Renee, here goes the interesting thing about the answers so far. Of all my friends, and I'm really picky about my friends list, meaning I try to have people that I interact with at some level. I don't just have clinger honors, people I don't think would ever talk to me, but they accepted my friendship. I'm one of 5,000. I got 280 friends, probably got a few less after this. I think that's going to get ready to come out of my mouth. But only one of my friends who is of color, pardon me, I have to correct myself, Mike Gonzalez, and I know there's a few that didn't comment that are of brown or colored skin. Most of my friends who happen to be black, they haven't commented yet. Now, that could be a case of nothing to say, you know, or my mama said if I didn't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I don't know. I'll respect that. But the conversation is good, and I appreciate the comments. Most folks, you read it, say the common sense, righteous, from the heart thing, because again, my friends aren't stupid, so I'm presuming that my friends that commented, like Sean and Blair and Mike, Thomas, Doug, and Julie, that have gone, ye, my friend Yeebaugh. In any case, there is a diversity of folks, mostly Caucasian, which again goes to a diversity issue I have, calling out my friends that are, that can speak from the diversity issue side. Come on now, here's your opportunity to represent. And these people are various ages from various parts of the country, and we seem to agree on one point: there's no need or reason for that word to ever be used, except maybe in a history lesson, so that as we move forward we can learn from the mistakes. So there's some interesting comments here. For example, Annette, what you did is you spoke. Hopefully your son will listen. You can't get through to them if you don't speak to them. Now, you're like, well, what? You're not a parent? Well, that's right, but I raised a lot of my nephews and nieces on the side. My school of lessons, gentle but firm and to the point, and they all have survived. Anyway, I think you stay true to your ideals. Eventually, he'll get it. He won't be like my nephew from that side of the family that punted because he took exception to the fact that he used the word, and then he, came back with something that wasn't very logical, and he challenged me, and I took a low level. Okay, I'll just not follow your feed because I don't want to see that in my feed. I don't want people to think that's who I represent, and you now disrepresent the family. Disrepresenting, I just made up that word. Therefore, you aren't going to be on my wall privy to my friends, and because I'm not caring about commenting. Call me when you grow up. Well, anyway, I'm looking at this. I am seeing people that I know are very liberal, the Reds. I'm seeing people that are very blue, and they all have to say, let's see, let's read one here. And we have people having a conversation within the thread, so that's a good thing. That's this is Nancy. She's pretty creative. A woman, which makes her a minority. She says, agree, John. To me, it is a hate word. I can't get beyond the fact that I've heard it as a term of discrimination and denigration all my life. New music, a new generation may view it as something different. But they should pause and reflect. Reflect on the many who used that term as they shouted it at Martin Luther King, Jackie Robinson, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and many others who were the brave game changers in the culture. They put it all on the line. Some of them might as well have gone to Iraq and walked into bullets on a mission because it went down like that. If you could feel some of that energy, you wouldn't use the word. But going on with Nancy's word, changes of our culture, the ones who stood up for civil rights, the ones this young generation stands squarely on the shoulders for of their efforts, their blood, their leadership for change. This word drags us backwards and in no way propels us forward. Right on, Nancy. That's huge. I have to figure a way to forward that on. That's the way this word is, at least to me, and I think most sane people. And we got to stop using the word. And as soon as people stop wanting to hear it and understand that it isn't, that isn't love. That's 1,000 years of repression. The generations crushed under rocks and whips and then shot with guns and lynched and burned and stabbed and mutilated to get to the point where we can accomplish anything. And I'll tell you this, you may not agree with President Obama's point of view, what has happened since he's been president, and we won't even go there, but the fact is that somehow, some way, a citizen of this country who happened to be black became president of the United States. And I just can't imagine that if you wanted to be something more than you are, but something on the road to being president, something between who you are and president, that word would get lost real quick, and you would act like you never knew it. And so don't wait for that moment. Just do it now, and you'll move to that moment faster. I'm Wood. Thanks for all the comments. I didn't mean to get this passionate about it, but bam. What can you say? You just got to do it. I'm out of here. I'm out of here as soon as I push the off record button.